Well, hello there, friends. Good to see you again. Hey, do you like this hat? I like this hat. I like this hat for several reasons. One reason is because it makes it look like I have some good hair up here on top of this bald head, doesn't it? Yes, that's a good reason for this hat, and it even matches the hair that I have elsewhere, right? Right. But another reason I like this hat is because it was given to me as a gift. That's right. This hat was given to me as a gift by one of my friends. Now, we all like to get gifts, don't we? Hats, clothing, money, things like that. So, did you ever get a handout? A handout. Well, this phrase handout could have several meanings. One meaning is something like a handout could be something that is passed out, like a pamphlet or a paper at school or at church or wherever, a paper, a book. Like we could say, the volunteers are going to come around and they're going to hand out pamphlets before the lecture. That could be a handout. A handout could be something that is a decision that is being made. For instance, we could say, the judge is known for handing out tough sentences to juvenile offenders. So he's handing out a decision. He's giving something. Or most often, it refers to something that is given to help someone, like a gift or assistance or aid. We often think of a handout as a gift of money, a gift of food, a gift of clothing, or other goods for people who are in need. You may have heard someone say, ever since I lost my job, I've had to rely on handouts from the local food bank in order to get by. Well, maybe you have seen people who are asking for help, and maybe they have their hand out looking for someone who will help them. It is important to help others who are in need of help. In the Old Testament, in Proverbs 22, verse 9, we read this: "Those who give freely will be blessed." That's because they share their food with those who are poor. So it is a good thing to share items like food with people who don't have food. In the New Testament, we read in Luke chapter 3, when John the Baptist was preaching, people said to him, "What should we do, John?" And John answered, "Anyone who has extra clothes should share with the one who has none. And anyone who has extra food should do the same thing." So we see in both the Old and the New Testament that there was this encouragement given to help other people by giving them food or by giving them clothing, especially if they didn't have anything. The scripture also reminds us is that if we help someone else, we are helping God. Proverbs 19, verse 17. Anyone who is kind to poor people lends to the Lord, and God will reward them for what they have done. And Jesus in Matthew 25 shares the story of the sheep and the goats. Remember that? And he says, "I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in." And he references when that practice happens to people, when people share, when they invite strangers in, when they give, they're not only giving to that person in need, but they're also giving to Jesus. So helping others is a way of expressing God's love. 1 John 3:17 says, "Suppose someone sees a brother or a sister in need and is able to help them. And suppose that person doesn't take pity on those needy people. How can the love of God be in that person?" So it's fairly clear that giving to others is one of the characteristics of who God is, by offering help to us and by helping the poor and needy. And so we need to carry those characteristics into our own lives. I'm grateful for the people who do like to help others and who are able to hand out goodness, who are able to give gifts like hats or food or clothes, especially to people who don't have those things on their own. Yeah, we may see people on the street with their hand out saying, "Can you please help me? Can you please help me?" What should we do? Well, it's fairly clear that God has given us a directive to help others. So may we help others today with joy and with peace. And that's my wish for you today.